Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 23 Live Feed Spoilers. Coco Vanderwolf is here to try to calm us down after the drama in the house yesterday.
There's lots to talk about, guys.
We went through the whole emotional process here of being both excited there was fighting to then being kind of sad that there was potential for more fighting that didn't end up happening. We had a genuine house meeting threat at some point yesterday.
There's always one, at least each season, the threat.
Listen, getting the threat of a house meeting is it's that excitement of somebody being like, I'm gonna order pizza tonight. But then they realize they have leftovers in the fridge and then they don't want to order pizza anymore. And then you're just like, but you said there was gonna be pizza. We didn't get the pizza yesterday. We got the threat. We didn't get too much more than that.
Matt loves pizza more than almost anything, so that can tell you how much he loves a house meeting.
I love a house meeting. We got so close. Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll get to the house meeting threats a little bit later.
But first, I just want to give a shout out to Terry, who is the artist that created this for us. We've had this for a little while, but we just finally got a frame for it to put it in our studio. This is our Harley cat. She is a rescue cat that we found living under a bush. Now she lives with us. If you do want to see the artwork, which is just amazing, we really love it. I mean, Torty's very hard to draw. Terry's one of my favorite artists, but it was really cool to get this. Finally get it up here.
Yeah.
It's over on our Instagram at Matt and Jess TV. There's a close-up of it, and you can actually see all the real details in that work. So give us a follow over there. Check it out. It's a really cool piece.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really cool. Very, very intricate. Now, the Big Brother game, it can also be very intricate sometimes. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of different shades to it. And Christian yesterday, his big objective is there a way that I can stay? Am I actually going to have a chance entering the eviction later tonight?
As of right now, he is still going, but there was some real talk about this not happening.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say with 100% certainty Christian will be evicted. I think it's probably going to happen. I think it's going to take some big sort of swings for it to change.
Yeah.
But, okay, so in the video yesterday, we talked a little bit about Tiffany really trying to work to strong arm Azza and Derek, and particular Derek F, into trying to figure out that they should be the ones that talk to Christian and make it very clear that they, he's not getting their votes. And that, I think, is really the impetus for a lot of the drama yesterday, where they just feel like Tiffany is trying to tell them what to do.
Yeah, and now it's turned into a very interesting situation where Ozzy and Derek F now want to keep Brittany over Tiffany down the road. So there are some true fractures coming into the cookout where the jokers are starting to look at staying together. And this team twist actually worked. Good for you, production. You actually put something together that worked in the way that you hoped that it would. And it is actually putting some cracks here in this big alliance.
Yeah, I really want to know now, and I hope, I don't know if they're going to have time to edit all of this nonsense into the episode tonight, but I really would like some diary rooms from Azza and Derek F to sort of get the sense of where their true allegiance lies, because to me, it makes way more sense for the two of them to go to the final two together than it does pretty much anybody else. But I know they haven't gone this far ahead yet, but would they take Brittany to the final three? Is that somebody they could see as more beatable than other people in the cookout at this point? We've seen how loyal Azza is to Brittany already.
Yeah, and I mean, Brittany has been up as a pawn over and over again, and that is not a good look. So is she beatable at the end by them? It's possible. I mean, these three do need to really stay together. Azza and Derek F, they are not at the top of the Cookout Alliance. So for them to at least have the three of them as numbers, all three of them can play in the HOH next week, it's not a bad spot to be in.
Here's the bad spot here for Tiffany at this point. Is that, we're not sitting here with Derek X's bathroom bugle proclaiming that, the cookout is over or anything, but Other than Derek F, they don't trust Tiffany anymore, and depending on what kind of happens these next few weeks, that could be really, really bad. That could be very, very damaging for this alliance.
Yeah, Tiffany needs to do a little bit of damage control. The issue is how much is she really aware of how much damage she's actually done?
Yeah, and I mean, she might, because I feel like Tiffany feels like she can pull strings with everybody.
Yeah.
I think she probably discounts a lot of the drama. But some of the next level nonsense that happened yesterday began when Christian really tried to present a good case to Tiffany that, and these are kind of the hits that Christian has presented to a lot of people. He's a big, strong guy. He's a target. He can be used. He can be weaponized.
He is correct.
Yes.
He really is. Because besides Derek X, who's now going to be the person who's won the most, Christian actually is kind of an important person to keep right now if they want to keep the cookout together, because Christian has won quite a lot.
And that is the thing with Tiffany. It's like, I know that she seems to think at times that Sarah Beth is the biggest threat in the history of Big Brother, but I also do think she's right that Christian is a very, very big target. The question is, can you find a way to get rid of Christian without just like alienating and causing so many problems within your alliance at the same time?
Okay, before we get into that, we just want to say hit that subscribe button. Stay with us all season. We're going to be talking about Big Brother. We have a lot of other shows that we're covering. Power Book 3. We got Animal Kingdom. We have American Horror Stories and American Horror Stories starting up in like just a couple weeks on the 25th. Yeah. So hit that subscribe button and stay with us.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for all of your support. And now things get even messier.
Yeah. Okay. So Tiffany and Claire did discuss keeping Christian.
Tiffany wants to do this. Like, I think that's pretty clear from watching a lot of the feeds, but I think the problem is that she doesn't want to alienate herself. And beyond all of this, I think because Tiffany doesn't know when to stop strategizing, I think she sort of realizes that if she really goes all out to try to keep Christian this week, and even if she succeeds, it's going to be hard for her to pinpoint this on someone else and be like, they're the reason this happened, and I just went along with the plan. You were the person doing the plan, Tiffany, and everyone knows it.
Yeah, it's difficult if you don't have your own alliance sort of in on the plan. Like, it's okay to be talking to Claire about stuff like that, but Tiffany's not working with Claire. She's working with the cookout as the main alliance. So she's kind of just chatting with kind of the wrong people at this point. Like, yeah, she can get some of the other house to get some of those votes in and whatever, but if she can really talk to the cookout and really get everybody on board, she doesn't need to sort of toe this line with the other side of the house. Yeah. That can start to get her in some murky waters with her own alliance that will start to notice this.
Yeah, it's the situation where if Tiffany was to sort of flip this and figure it out, like the only person within the cookout who would really be on that side is Xavier. So you would be possibly angering like a good 2/3 of your alliance. And Brittany sort of became a big sticking point in a lot of this because Brittany theoretically here could be flippable. That's someone who could try to make this happen. But now we turn our ire to Big Brother production.
All right.
Okay, listen, guys. The feeds were down for a little chunk of time yesterday. And apparently in this time, we had a situation where a lot of the Jokers are together. And Tiffany tries to find a way to single out Brittany and have a discussion with Brittany, I'm guessing presumably about a lot of this plan. The other members of the Jokers, they're not having this, and apparently a big epic fight ensues that we did not get to see, and so now I'm really, really upset about it.
We just gotta hope that they show at least some of it on the show. I mean, obviously, it'll be heavily edited, and we won't get everything with it, but if we can just get a little taste of it, I mean, if it was really that big of a fight, I'm sure the show will show it.
I hope so, and I think part of Tiffany's problem here with some of this is the idea of if you're trying to speak to Brittany without the other Jokers there, and if you we've already said Azza and Derek F, they're not having any trust in Tiffany right now. You can kind of understand them having a problem with some of this.
Yeah, that's where it feels like Tiffany's been playing a very good strategic game. It has been really good, a great social game.
Yeah.
But she is missing this social cue quite a bit. And it is, I think it's tough because Julia said that the teams are over. They are over.
Yeah.
But the problem is not everybody has ended the teams, and not everyone is aware that the teams have really ended in their hearts.
Yeah.
So there are some cues that Tiffany is missing on that the Jokers are actually still pretty close.
Yeah.
At the very least, she should know that Brittany and Azza are very close. This has been apparent since the beginning. Like, this has not changed. So at the very least, if Tiffany didn't want to include Derek F for whatever reason, you do need to include Azza. That may also just bring Azza in a little bit closer. Azza and Tiffany have had some sort of disagreements throughout. They've also made up, but they've also had more disagreements. So this is a good way to bring them back together with Brittany. That then makes Azza feel better because Brittany's included, Azza's included, the three of them are included. That is a way to sort of bring it all together. But Tiffany missed that clue.
You didn't do that, Tiffany, and this is your problem. You've got yourself in a whole mess because of all this, but now we have another person to wag the finger at. First, it was production.
It's always production.
Xavier. Okay, I'm not wagging your finger because you played a bad game already. I'm wagging my finger at you, Xavier, because you are the fun ruiner currently in the house at the moment. Why are you trying to have individual conversations and calm all these people down? Yes, it is the right move for the sake of the cookout.
Yes. Xavier, you are doing the right thing.
No.
You do need to have these conversations. You do need to be, somebody in this group needs to be sort of the calming voice of reason to bring everybody together in a big Xavier hug. And that's just the way that it needs to be. I understand that it doesn't bring the drama, but it is the right thing to do to get the group further.
Xavier, I love you. I will be thrilled for you when you potentially win the grand prize at the end of this, but I'm not taking your Xavier hug right now. I'm sorry. You
will get a double one from me. That is a very good move, and I like it.
That is a very good move. I still feel like you took the pizza away from me.
Here's the third hug for you.
What, is that just an extra sympathy hug now because I'm railing on him for taking my pizza?
Correct.
Okay, so Xavier, you ruined the fun here with this. You calm people down. Then, at the end of all this, after Claire basically tells Christian that he's probably leaving, then Christian is just like, I want to do a house meeting. I want to blow up the apparent trio of Kylan. I can't even bring myself to say it. Of Kylan, Sarah Beth, and Derek X. Because yes, of course, the powerful trio that's so powerful that Derek X put one of them on the block. Christian wants to go and blow all that up in a house meeting.
Okay, but Kylan and Sarah Beth are very close. Everyone can tell that. So, Christian's not super far off.
No.
He's not like an 8 out of 10 on this. He's got something there.
But Xavier, you were just like, don't do this. And I understand that, you may not want this sort of drama that is out there. You may not want to run the risk of having, potentially you getting some heat, Alyssa getting some heat, depending on how all this shakes down in a house meeting. And you are correct. Well, really, anybody knows this who watches Big Brother. House meetings, they're great for us. Are they really good for anyone who actually calls them? Like, really?
No, they truly never are. Trying to call out somebody's game, no one is ever going to be like, you're right. You got me. How did you know? Oh my God. Like, it never turns out the way it's supposed to. People always deny. It always leaves everybody in the exact same position that they were in. Like, calling out Kylan and Sarah Beth as working together, everyone's going to be like, shocking. We already knew this. This is not news. Like, we can see it for ourselves.
I can get a house meeting, and I'm just sad, everybody. But okay, it's all right.
Okay, maybe we got to get you pizza later.
Pizza. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
this is not the pizza hug.
it could be the hug for everything. Xavier, I'll forgive you in a couple of days. It'll all be okay. But there is an HOH presumably tonight, and what we know that there's some sort of America nonsense that's happening. It's hard to really kind of just talk about it without actually. Otherwise, we're just like throwing darts at like a giant dartboard for no apparent reason.
Yeah, we'll get more information when we have actual information. We'll be here to give you actual information.
Yeah. Like. It's clear though that Sarah Beth probably needs to win this HOH. Like, just the humorous thing in all of this is that, as you pointed out, Derek X has won more than pretty much anybody other than Christian in the game, but because of like Tiffany's just got like Sarah Beth and like these zoomed in crosshairs, it just feels like she's still a bigger target than Derek X is.
It's true, but I mean, Derek X still is the easiest scapegoat. It seems like him and Brittany they're just people circle them. He really needs Hannah to win this.
I think he needs Hannah to win this. It's gonna be very, very curious coming up how things potentially shake out, especially if we're in another situation where someone outside of the cookout wins HOH and it's somebody who different people within the cookout try to present different agendas to them. Like, how in the world is all of that gonna work?
Yep.
All right, well, we'll wrap this video up. We're gonna go and try to calm down ourselves after the botched house meeting threat. But you know what? Let us know what you thought about yesterday's antics on the live feeds and where you expect things to go today. And if you do like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. Thank you guys. We will give you an Xavier hug for watching. See, it's all okay. It's all okay, at least for that. All right, Xavier, thank you guys very much. We'll see you here next time.